So that is what I mean when I say women can't tell men what to do with their dicks, because you guys don't have that right to tell a guy that because you haven't earned your value.
And also, they don't understand that we're different. I get it. For
Talk
you,
about it.
it seems strange because you would never do that if you really love a man. But for us, it's natural. It's just biology.
Talk about it.
Is what it is.
Okay.
Does that make sense with the restraint thing?
No, I understand.
Now?
Yeah.
So that's why when, like, no offense, like her, right? I'll be honest with you. You're 18 years old. You're fairly incompetent. You don't know shit about life. But you're over here telling a multimillionaire that's traveled all over the world I have an A in biology as if you are in the same level. You're not.
I was
And
kidding.
here's another thing, too.
No, it wasn't.
What I've noticed about women. Women don't understand hierarchies. See, men quickly understand hierarchies. Man walks in a room. He's a multimillionaire. That guy's successful. This guy owns a company, blah, blah, blah. We shut the fuck up and listen to what that guy has to say. Because men understand hierarchies right away. Women don't, though. And that's fine. You guys judge hierarchies off of looks. Who's the baddest bitch in this room? You guys don't give a fuck if Oprah walks in the room because I'm hotter than her. Who cares? Right? Women don't judge hierarchies the same way. Men have established hierarchies, which is why men are better when it comes to a lot of different things because we understand this stuff. And there's also, the unspoken violence potential that might come into play. Right? But I just find it interesting that women are able to do and say certain things and be in certain situations and not understand it. Like some of you guys right here, I'll be honest with y'all, are fucking nobodies. Nobody knows who y'all are, right? And you guys are here on a podcast where we got 1 million plus subscribers, we got 20,000 plus people watching, etc. It's a great opportunity for you. Yet some of the girls here are speaking as if they're in a position of authority.
Yeah.
I don't care what you got to say.
What the fuck?
Whose podcast are you on? But this is what I mean when I say most women don't respect most men. Even men that literally, eclipse them when it comes to status and, notoriety. But that's the world that we live in where a majority of women don't respect the majority of men. That's the truth.
That's facts.
If she treats me like this, imagine how she treats a plumber. Imagine how she treats a police officer. Imagine how she treats a regular guy working a blue-collar job that's making the world run.
That's not true.
Yeah, that's cap. No.
Right, because nothing you say is true.
It's true.
Because you're an
I
idiot.
didn't say that.
You literally tried to put yourself on his level and say, I have an A in biology in high school.
Literally, because he asked a question about biology, and I was like, I know biology. I had an A in
No, you
biology.
don't, man. You skip
So
school.
you know more about biology than
It's not
someone
like I
that's been
just
here
randomly said
way longer
that.
than you, traveled the world, had many experiences. You know more than him.
No, I wasn't asking him
school.
the question. He was asking me the question.
That's chill.
But that's what also they propaganda in the United States. It's feminism, It's the government who teach
You
us
are a
to
feminist.
be that. I'm not at all. I
Gentlemen
hate,
watching
Arabs
this
and
podcast, I
Middle
want to warn
Eastern.
all of you. The most dangerous thing is when a woman thinks she's submissive, but she's not, because they're fooling you and lying to you. They're telling you that they have what you want, and so they get you to come in, maybe even get you to marry them.
Yep.
But how could you say that you're submissive, wherein you told us that you like a guy to put you on a pedestal?
Ooh.
If you're submitting, that means the guy is on the pedestal. So that doesn't even logically make any sense.
Yeah, I mean.
I don't agree with that because it's like,
What?
vice versa.
What?
Well,
You
we did say
submit to
earlier
the
that
guy
women don't have
who's
to be
doing a lot of
competent,
things
right?
to me.
We did say it earlier that women don't have to make sense or be competent. Just be pretty and men will come to you.
Yeah, pretty, boo job.
That's I agree 100%.
Money.
That's what?
That's I agree 100%. That we don't need to do anything. You can
But
be
is that
pretty,
a
you
bad
can be
thing?
like nice energy,
No, that's fine. That's
Yeah.
fine. But see, here's the thing. Women want to be treated like ladies and get chivalry and get this great treatment and be treated like a lady. Cool. You know what comes with that?
But you also have to be a lady.
Well, here's the thing. But what comes with that is that we're not equal. If I'm going to treat you like a lady, that inevitably means that's sexism. That is me putting you kind of below me to a degree. The man is the leader. If I'm treating you like a lady, by definition, that means I'm better than you. I'm opening the door for you. I'm paying for the date. I'm planning everything out. I am the leader. I am the authority.
Yes.
You are the subordinate. Submissive is subordinate. Oof. But women don't want to see. Y'all want to be treated like ladies, but you guys don't want to be a fucking lady. You want to be able to still be a boss babe and behave however you want, etc. You want a strong man, a masculine man. If you want that guy, he's gonna expect something in return. That means shut the hell up, follow what I say, don't challenge me, don't argue with me. This is the way that it goes. Or you can be one of these, sexually fluid people, right? And get with a weirdo that thinks men and women are equal. That will slap you because he thinks men and women are the same and it's okay, it's a fair fight. We're the same, blah, blah, blah. Because those are the guys that are the weirdos the most.
Yeah.
Because they don't understand biology and
Gender differences.
different lines.
And rules as well.
I'm not understanding why you want a woman to just shut up and not talk when
You haven't been listening?
and just
Just
agree
all night?
with everything.
Have you not heard to some of the things that women have said on the panel today?
No, okay. I'm talking about. I'm not understanding why you want your partner to just
What's
be
a partner?
quiet. Your wife, your girlfriend. You
Okay.
wouldn't get bored of that
Shut up,
if
bitch!
someone just like told you to.
Obviously not all the time though.
I mean,
He's not saying
Okay,
everything.
no, so, and I say that, okay, I'm not saying all the time, but what I've noticed is that men and women are very different, and super hyper masculine guys and super feminine women don't typically have a lot in common. We're very different, and we view the
Right.
world differently. So, of course, you have your girlfriend, whatever, you can converse, whatever, but I think the most meaningful conversations and the best company you're going to have is with your guy friends.
Yeah.
Could you imagine, right? We're in a board meeting and she's there, and let's say the presenter
How'd she
saying,
get there?
Today's
She's serving
Today's
drinks.
bring your wife to work day, right? Today's bring your wife to work day, right? So we're there at the board meeting. The guy's like, well, in this biological structure here, and she says, oh, I know more than you. I got an A in biology. Ridiculous, right?
Bruh.
This guy's well-traveled, well-versed in biology. He's a top student, or sorry, top teacher. I mean, come on. Real life.
It's not just that. Also, think about this, ladies. Whether you're from the Middle East, right? My family's from the Middle East too, right? You look at Hispanics, you look at white Europeans, etc. Why is it that all of them want quiet, submissive, docile women?
Strange.
Russia, every part of the world. None of these people have met each other, by the way, until like the internet and everything. But they
Facts.
all wanted submissive, quiet women, right? In Spanish, there's a
saying.
phrase: the quieter she is, the more beautiful she is, right? In America, we say women are to be seen and not be heard. Why is that? It's because men don't give a shit about female competence. We don't, unfortunately. Now, you know, if you have a girl you converse with, that's cool and everything. But in general, men don't care about it.
Masculine men. It's the
Ma-
feminine
yeah.
ones that want to play patty cake with you and like be
Yeah.
your bestie.
Actually,
And the reason why,
if that's true.
you guys can call this fucked up or whatever, and I'll turn it to the ladies. The reason why men don't really care about what women have to say a lot of the times is because women don't have the same experiences as we do.
Sorry,
There's not much that we can bond on because men live a much harder life than women do. So, like, what the hell am I going to do with talking with someone that lives life on easy mode? It doesn't make sense. Like,
okay, but you know how we were talking. You know how we were talking about biology and how men, they seek younger women to produce like the best offspring.
Yeah.
In terms of like being with a woman who's not very like fully mentally there, that might reflect on your offspring. No, wouldn't you want a woman that's like at least mildly intelligent,
nah, man.
can carry a conversation?
It's God teaching.
Yeah. Nah,
That's why you
guys
have
have
to
been
be
nutting in idiots for millennia. and the world is going
I'll
on
say
just
this.
fine.
Teaching,
Now
come on,
what you're
man.
saying
Yeah.
is like optimal, right? So if I got
I like how
two
you tried
girls,
that, though.
like both of them are attractive and one's a little bit smarter. Yeah, you want to go with the smarter
Is
one.
intelligence like
But-
genetic? Like, is that like does it pass down through genetics?
To a degree.
Yeah.
Environment, everything, yeah.
Well, your
Don't bruh me.
it's school and your upbringing, like your parents. Because even though you go to school doesn't mean shit. Like, you ever heard of street smarts and book
Yeah,
smart?
nigga, Chicago.
It could be your environments too as well.
Can I ask
That's
the
what I'm
ladies
saying.
something?
Like, yeah.
Say,
But now if I'm going to be
curious.
spending most of the time
Go
with the
ahead.
child, right? Because I'm the caregiver. Wouldn't my intelligence rub off on them?
Yeah, correct.
Hopefully not.
Oh God,
Chris, man.
I mean, for
I'm gonna
homeschooling,
fuck
yes.
you up.
this
Oh
man.
shit, she violent.
I'm gonna fuck you up.
Yeah, I mean, I think
Like it.
yeah, I mean, again, like, I'm not saying be like with a fucking Neanderthal, like, retard, but what I am saying is
They
that
at least
female
gotta have an A in
intelligence
biology.
isn't that important.
It's not super important, but
Yeah.
it should be like a factor. It should honestly be
Well,
a factor. You
should,
shouldn't be
couldn't,
with
what-
a doormat idiot.
Okay, by your argument, then you know what? I think women should date guys that are 5'1".
Yeah, do it.
No.
If they're intelligent, right?
Notice
If they're
how when
intelligent,
you said like you're quick. Women love to say
Yeah.
you should do this, but then when I turn it around and say, well, you know what? You should date a guy that's 5'1". No.
It's
Okay,
weird,
just
yeah.
like me.
No, because I'm
You
thinking
should
about
date
my
a girl that's
offspring.
smart. I don't give a fuck.
I'm thinking about my offspring though. Do I,
I want my
a-
offspring to
do
be
I want a
attractive.
short boy to get made fun of at school? No.
Okay, and I want my kids to not be ugly, so I want a hot girl.
Okay. Do you want your kids to be stupid though? Because the woman's gonna be taking care of the child while you're working.
No, I don't think they're
Not
going to make the
necessarily.
kids stupid, but let me ask you guys a question about morality, if you don't mind keeping it real
go ahead.
quick. Ironically, the male and the female value go inversely based on experience. Like, you guys would feel weird if like one of the three of us was a virgin, right? That'd be kind of like word, like that'd be strange. Would you agree?
I would be surprised.
I'm a virgin.
No,
Yeah.
it'd be weird.
Yeah, that'd be weird, right?
fuck.
Yeah.
Why is
The
it weird?
one thing
Why
you
is
said.
it weird? Why would it be weird if
Are
they
you
were
gonna fuck a
virgins?
virgin, dude?
No.
There's her answer.
I don't know how old.
But
Oh,
why is that weird?
That's weird.
Why would it be weird? Would you
Okay.
fuck him? No. There you go.
But I'm not just saying. Like,
Yo.
At their
Okay.
It's not to
age,
be
it's not weird.
So let's put it
it's
this
just
way.
like it's a little like you think about it, but it's just like okay, I'm not
You
gonna
ain't
judge
smashing
it.
him though, so.
Excuse me?
What's your age?
I'm 22.
22. Okay. And your age?
I'm 21.
21. Okay, so let's go with you. So you're 22.
Yeah.
You're not a virgin. Okay. If you were a virgin, do you think that any three of us, if we actually knew for a fact that you were in fact a virgin, do you think that we would look down on you?
What do you mean down on me?
As
Like-
in, would we
Okay.
lose respect for you if we knew you were a virgin?
No, but I don't
Right.
think. But okay, yeah, continue. Yeah.
Okay, so no, we wouldn't
no.
look down on you.
No.
Do you think some of us might be impressed or excited or happy about that?
Why would you? You're not gonna fuck me, so doesn't matter.
No, in
Yes.
general, listen.
Yo.
In
But
general,
like even like I mean,
El
in
This
general,
is what I
like,
mean when I say
Germany, bro.
lacking critical thinking skills,
Damn.
man.
That's not critical thinking, man.
Holy.
That's just asking questions and then liking the answer.
It's a hypothetical.
You're not
Yeah, but the
answering the
hypothetical-
question that I asked you, though. That's the problem. And see, that shows me that you're unruly. Because I wasn't
Unruly.
unruly, mean like argumentative, unpleasant. You know, those
Now we know
kind
why
of-
that nigga joined the military.
Damn, to get away from you.
It's
No,
like, yo.
because you're intentionally trying to derail from. I asked you a yes or no question, which is like to say, do you think that we would think better of you being a
Better
virgin
of me.
at
okay.
22?
Okay. Better of me for being a virgin, right?
Correct.
I don't think you would.
Okay, so you're saying basically all of human history that has prized the virginity of the woman such that, you know, in many countries they have a betting party where they will like check to see if there's blood on the sheets to verify that the woman was a virgin at birth.
Yeah.
And that has occurred in the continent of Africa, Europe.
Yeah.
So the virginity is prized in the woman. I remember one time I was in Morocco, a woman said, "Hey, Marquette, I'm interested in you for marriage. I just want to let you know that I'm not a virgin." Why did she tell me that? Because it's so prized in her culture that she told me, "I don't want to get the surgery to repair my hymen," because women literally go under the knife to repair and close the hymen because men value the virginity that much. So you're telling me that you don't think today men would be more impressed with you to be a virgin at 22?
No, I don't. But
Hold on.
hey.
That explains. Hold on, dude. That honestly, that answer explains the disconnect with what we were saying about biology, female and male utility.
no, I understand,
etc.
but that's my opinion. I don't think that any of my friends or any male people I know, let's say men people, because male is like.
I feel like in this
They don't
society though,
want-
you
they don't
become
want-
more appealing the less bodies that you
America,
have.
in
That's
America,
just how
because
it
you
is.
No,
guys have,
in
like, this
Germany
crazy,
also.
you know, you
I
have
fly to
this
Frankfurt
crazy
10 times per
You
year.
have a crazy puritanistic like way of.
So you're telling me
culture,
the
and that's
average
not it.
German man would not prize an 18-year-old virgin over an 18-year-old who's had
The
10
average
bodies?
German man, no.
Stop
Some German
it.
men.
it's like
probably.
wearing used
Stop
shoes.
it.
How many times do people use the same shoe?
No.
You're telling me someone would
What?
rather buy a used car
I'm just
than
saying.
a brand new car?
Younger boys like older women. It's because
'Cause they're
exper-
easy.
No, it's because they're experienced.
No, it's because they're easy. They will fuck straight away.
But I've heard guys say this word for word.
But you, last guy you dated was gay, though. I'm just saying you don't know how to choose guys or interpret them. Like if you're dating a guy who likes man butt, your ability to interpret men is a little off, right?
Yes, a little bit off.
All right, you know what? Let's get a general knowledge base on the panel because I'm really okay.
Man,
How many
but-
of you think men value virgins? Raise of hands.
Of course, people buy virgins for hundreds.
Don't do it!
What did she ask?
Keep it down.
What did
Okay.
she
Do men
How many
value
of you?
virginity?
How many of you think men in general value virgins? Raise
Men
of
in
hands if
general,
it's a
general.
yes. Okay.
Oh no! Don't raise. Oh, you'll raise it all.
You're
late
raising it
now.
now?
Now she's raising it because
No, no,
everyone
no.
else raised it.
no, it just
Monkey
took a
see,
minute.
monkey do.
Yeah.
No. It just took a minute to process.
Yo, this
I'm here
podcast
now.
exposes
process.
female nature like on another level, bro.
You're hilarious though because your points, I get it, but like you don't think about logic at all. Just how
No.
you feel.
What do you mean?
Like logically speaking, like
Dude,
dude, yes.
logically
where's my
speaking,
car?
a lot of the things you say, I just I don't want to get into it too much because you guys just because you just throw things out there without actually making an argument. You just make a metaphor or an example, but an example or a metaphor is not an argument. An argument would be explaining why exactly, let's say, what was the example? Virginity, right?
How about this? What's one thing that's wrong that we haven't made an argument for? Go ahead.
For example, the hierarchy thing that really stuck with
Hierarchy
me.
about what?
Correct me please if I'm wrong, because I don't want to quote you wrong, so please correct
You've
me.
been wrong about a bunch of stuff, but that's fine.
Yep.
No, you just don't like the stuff I said. That's the difference.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you said men respect or can recognize a hierarchy better than women do, and that's why men function better than women do, right? Because they recognize the hierarchy better.
Men understand competence hierarchies better than women do.
Competence hierarchies.
And we assort ourselves in that way.
Yeah, so that just actually tells me, that's just a premise. Like, how do you explain that?
I can explain that. Can I elaborate on that?
Please.
There's a great book. It's actually written by a woman. It's called How to Play Hardball Like a Man. It explains that the way female children and male children evolve drills in hierarchy. When boys are at unstructured play, meaning they get to go play whatever game they want at recess in primary school, boys play games that require hierarchy. Team sports like football, basketball, you have a position with a clear defined role. There's a captain of the team, someone above you. And there's a such thing as winning. And when you win or lose, it establishes a hierarchy or an imbalance, which boys respect. Conversely, when girls receive unstructured play, they play games that do not require sophisticated teams. They'll play hopscotch. Well, how do you win at hopscotch? You don't. It's not about winning. They play house. They play dolls. How do you win at dolls? You don't win. It's not about winning. It's about the communal experience with one another. And all of the games that they play are egalitarian, meaning there's no hierarchy. There's no hierarchy in hopscotch. There's no hierarchy in playing dolls. And here's the difference between male and female children when observed at play. In a natural state, boys will come to a conflict and they'll say, okay, jump ball, throw the ball up, we'll resolve it that way. They can move the game along. When girls are observed and they have a disagreement at play, you know what they do?
They team up?
They stop playing. They end the game because it's all about the relationship. And if we're not feeling happy about each other, the game has to stop. So that's based on research. That's a book called Hardball for Women by Patricia. And I'll give you one last example. I have an organization of men and I have an organization of women. We build a lot of products and services, right? Our women are lovely. They're producing a cookbook, right? And they assign each woman, okay, you give me 3 recipes, you give me 3 recipes, you give me 3 recipes. They kept having situations where they had to contact me to resolve a stalemate because they couldn't resolve it on their own. Why? Because they're egalitarian. They need to bring in someone in a higher position to fix things. And why did they have issues? Well, I don't like your recipe and your recipe makes too much food. This is supposed to be for one person. And well, your recipe, you're Caribbean. Isn't your recipe supposed to be Caribbean? They're micromanaging each other. And when they couldn't agree, they just stop and freeze up. Whereas men, when they come into a disagreement, all right, take a vote. All right, well, he's the boss. We'll just go with what he said. Or he has more experience in this. We'll go with his expertise. Do you understand why we have hierarchy?
And not only that,
that's
women are
interesting. That's
way
very
more.
interesting.
And if you look at like consumers or whatever, right? Excuse me. If you look at like voters, most women vote Democrat. Why? Because they tend to be, oh, you get $1, you get $1, you get $1. Men are meritocracy based. You did the best job, John. You get $10. Tom, you did the second best job. Here's $7. Like men are able to establish hierarchies and go off of that. Competence hierarchies for men are very important. And then the last example, they did this where they put Survivor, men on an island, women on an island. The men. Quickly, you're going to go fish, you're going to go build a house, you're going to get fire, you're the best at doing this, etc. They put them in roles, and they were able to succeed and build shelter. The women, they didn't even want to kill the fucking animals to eat. I don't know what to do here, blah, 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 blah.
Oh,
This is why
cute.
men are better deductive problem solvers. That's why every invention that you see, all these modern conveniences, all created by men.
But they're not all created by men. But I don't want to get into that.
Name one app you use that a woman created.
An app?
A mobile app that you use that a woman created.
Clue.
You take a piss.
Clue?
Clue. It's a period tracking app.
It's a period tracking
So
app.
there's one
That's a
app.
great example. Here's my point with the difference between men and women. When women become entrepreneurs, they always do businesses that are for women. Oh, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a cosmetologist. I do lashes. I do all of these things that benefit women. It's like they can't think beyond their nose. Whereas a man creates a product or service, an entrepreneurial venture, it benefits everyone. Everyone can use it.
Do
you see the difference?
No, I don't see the difference because a lot of things men create have only benefited men. Like look at the
this
safety in
is
cars.
the issue with like
Can I finish
chair-
one moment?
hold on,
You've been talking though. That's the thing.
I just
let
want
other
to say
people
one
talk.
thing.
Go
I
ahead,
just
go
want
ahead. Go ahead.
one little thing.
Finish.
Thank you. Just one little thing because I really like the way you referenced like the study. That was amazing. But I don't see how that is. You're welcome. But that does not. I don't think that directly translates to any kind of. I don't know what word he used. I think he used competence, like female and male.
Well,
competence.
just let's say hierarchy.
But it's not comparable because their male competence is very important, but so is female competence. As you said, the social aspect was very important, and I'm not saying they're like less important. I'm just saying they're different. So
yeah, all he's saying is that women don't respect hierarchy. It's like some women, not all women, but women are prone to not acknowledge the fact that, you know, we're not all the same. Some people might be here and we need to treat them as such.
Even from the beginning of time, survival. Back in the days, it was the man, the woman, and the kids. In religion, what is it? God, man, woman, kids. It's just simple.
And God is a man.
There you go.
But God is not a
woman.
God is not a man.
God is the Father,
I'm just
Son, Holy Spirit.
Okay,
Ariana, go on there. Relax.
Some chats and close up because we're.
Yeah, we
I
are.
was just gonna say the thing that I've been like consistently noticing with this podcast, and this is I find why it's hard for me personally to make like female friends, is I find that women be lacking accountability. Can't just be like, you know what? You're right. You're right. It's always a fucking argument.
The A-word.
It's always a fucking argument.
Oh yeah, she gets flued out, man.
And that's why it's hard. And same thing with men though. There's some men that actually can't take accountability. I've dealt with it, and that's a turnoff regardless of like either gender.
Yeah.
I feel like it shows like a lack of intelligence to like be able to not understand another perspective.
You smart.
Slick shot.
You loyal.
Shit.
Slick shot.
Yo.
You important.
Oh, your bag. Your bag.
But hold on. Here's the other thing too.
No
So I want to say,
job.
the reason why she's not that agreeable, you're a fairly masculine woman. I could tell from your demeanor, the way, and that's not an insult.
And the boxing.
You box, etc. So you're in a combat sport, so you're in a more masculine state of mind in general, just off of what you do.
And
which
his
is
hand
fine.
is balled up right
you
now.
know, you tend to be less
careful.
agreeable, etc. But that's what I'm trying to say when I say that in general, like, and that's a non-agreeable trait, which is cool. But yeah, I mean, if we just literally described to you how men and women are very different, and men understand competence hierarchies. He referenced a book with children. I referenced, Survivor Series and how women tend to vote, which tends to be Democratic. You referenced religion. I don't know what else we could say to prove to you, but
we can't run over.
Yeah,
Can
it's
I
fine.
say something?
It's
We got
fine.
some chats here.
Even in the face of irrefutable fact, still disagrees.
Wait,
Yes.
can I say something?
Yeah,
I think, in my opinion,
sure.
I agree with what you've been saying, and I agree that like my job is really easy, and that like I don't think that men could do my job as easily as I do. And I also agree that like, at least in my last relationship, like I would have been really like grateful to like have him do all the hard work and me be like a stay-at-home wife. And I agree with all of what you're saying.
And there's nothing wrong with that, by the way.
Yeah,
We
I know.
tend to shame stay-at-home moms, but continue.
Don't know
Well,
why.
I just like, and I feel like a lot of people disagree with that, but I think, or I'm comfortable with that. I understand what you guys are saying. I think it's just the way, because I've had this conversation with my ex, I've had this conversation with people I've been with about that I agree with this and they agree with this. I think it's just the way that it's being said that's a little, which I understand is just me being, or other people being,
That
you
means
know.
your father was soft.
Yeah, false.
Yeah,
Do you
it
want
means
us
your
to lie
father
to
was
you?
soft.
No, I'm agreeing with what you're saying. I genuinely do. I've been listening
You
to
need
what
to
you're
say
saying.
it like a girl. That's the thing she's saying.
'Cause-
Like, talk to me like a girl.
No, I'm not saying. I'm just.
Yeah.
I feel like.
It's how it's being said.
Yeah, which is
So
not.
here's the problem.
Which you can talk
but here's
however
the
you
problem.
want to talk.
This is why like men need to talk to women, because we tell you guys the truth and we tell it like it is, and like it might suck at first, and you take it in and you're like, oh, whatever. But this is why women prefer male bosses most of the time. They don't prefer female bosses, because if a girl tells you what I'm telling you, you're not gonna take it seriously.
Yeah, you're like,
You might
You're gonna
attack
be
her.
like,
Fuck this
or
bitch.
you might
Well,
say,
I
fuck
feel
this
like
girl. She's a fuck this
I
girl.
feel like
She's
you
an
can be
enabler.
like, clear about your point and like stern and whatever. I just feel like
In a
you
nice
don't.
way.
No, you
I
don't have
don't
to be
feel
nice.
like
I just don't feel like you have to like talk down to me.
No,
because
it's
I
not.
agree with what you're saying. It just like makes it. I get a little frustrated by like how
I think
it's
the
being
difference is
said.
that a lot of women are very like we care about the other person's emotions, right? So we're
Yeah.
we tend to sugarcoat.
Yeah.
With
Lie.
I
men,
don't want you to think that I
with
don't
men,
believe
it's different.
what you're saying.
Shut up,
Listen to a
All right,
conversation
sorry.
with a bunch of men. They're very blunt, very, very fucking blunt, and their feelings
Facts.
don't get hurt because that's what they've been accustomed to. Whereas we've
called
been
the
accustomed
truth.
to women
called
constantly sugarcoating our feelings. That's why there's
Yeah.
like a discrepancy between men and women when it comes to communication.
But
Like
you
the
know
women-
your whole life is sugar coated though. That's the part you guys didn't realize. Like,
Yep.
it's not only do you guys tell each other comforting lies, but your life itself is sugar coated. Like,
Yep.
for example, if a guy's fat, at some point someone's told you like, you're fat. If a girl's fat, people use all these, they creating words. Oh, you're just
Go,
chubby.
Lizzo.
Like, yeah, it's like all
Bottom
this
heavy.
weird
Big
stuff.
bone.
Yeah, it's
Bottom
outrageous.
heavy,
You're fine,
thick
girl.
bones,
Yeah.
You got it.
steroids.
We're black.
And if a guy looks ridiculous, enough people have said something foul to us to where we're gonna like probably change our behavior. I can't tell you how many fat single moms I've seen wearing like shirts where I'm like, yo, like put those stretch marks away. Yeah, like put those stretch marks away. Ain't nobody here for that. But they still have supreme confidence. And you know why? Because the world is so nice to women that even when you're completely worthless, there's still some down bad, dumb fuck of a trick man who will still sleep with you and buy you dinner. You know? He'll still buy you dinner. Here's the thing. If the three of us had no money and we walked down Brickell and talked to 100 people and said, hey, man, I'm just really hungry. Would you buy me dinner?
Hell no.
Talk to 100 people. Might be able to get 3 dinners.
I'm like, I give food.
You wouldn't even have time to talk to 100 people because the first 1 or 2 are going to buy that dinner.
Yeah.
You heard me? You don't even have the risk of actual failure. And one thing I know for damn sure, and I remember this as clear as day because I was shocked. I couldn't believe the world was this crazy. I used to have an office in Puerto Rico. There were 2 Category 5 hurricanes that hit. It destroyed everything that I had worked for. I finally got off of the island of Puerto Rico. I was essentially homeless. And I remember checking it to see if there were any homeless shelters for men because I refused to take a job. I was going to continue building my corporation.
I'm assuming it was only women and children?
Exactly.
Yeah.
They will leave us on the fucking streets.
Damn.
Wow.
That's cold.
Yeah, that's wrong.
Cold world.
That's what I mean when I say women live life on easy mode, and they get mad at me for saying that, but that's just the
Well,
truth.
I'm not mad. I agree because I think my life is easy.
But that's why you can't handle the truth because you never experienced the
But
truth.
you also have to understand that there are different generations, so they don't understand, like us, our generation, we used to have strong men, like, you know, our fathers and everything, them. I told you that the government propaganda feminism, so men right now at their age, they're very soft because there is so many gay guys.
Also,
and
Russian
so
men
many,
are very masculine
They're
in
very
general.
masculine.
So where you're from, it's
fighting
different.
bears and
That was
shit.
very smart, Russia.
Yeah.
Okay, we got some chats here, by the way.
Yeah, in America, the men are. So I will give you that we have a fatherless generation here, which has contributed to this.
Yeah.
But
And
would
it's
they boss
changing.
up? Like she was angry about the idea that one real man could have 2 women. Well, if you have 10
Yeah,
men,
you should know better, being from Iran.
right? If you have 10 men and 8 of them are weirdos, 2 are gay, 2 are broke, 2 are on the down low. You probably dated that one of those 2, and then 2 have some other issue. And then you got 2 guys that are tall, good-looking, strong, athletic, have personality and money. Why can't that one man have 2 wives?
He definitely can. Perfect. But if they want to have a healthy relationship, I doubt she would accept that and be happy with him.
Only if she's headstrong. You see, only if she's headstrong and she doesn't know what the greatest values are in life.
Well, she,
Selfishness.
Fuck what she thinks, man.
she can be submissive, but deep down she won't be happy with it.
Look, ladies, it's very, very simple.
Do you
There's
think-
not enough attractive men to go around. Would you guys
Right.
agree?
Right.
There's not
Yes,
enough.
no.
Okay.
Every one of them that has a good man is getting cheated on and they're pretending they don't
Sorry,
know.
so do you personally like want a woman to love you? Like, is that like ideally what you would want? A woman that really cares and loves you?
I have an army of women that are deeply in love with me and on a regular basis.
But
try
are
to
they
trap
really
me.
in love with you if they're okay with you not being monogamous though?
Oh,
They
fuck, man.
all accept it but don't like it. But guess what?
Okay.
In life, you have to accept some things. And in the
Okay.
Quran, it says that there's some things that you think are bad for you that are actually good for you. And there's some things that are good for you that you think are bad for you. How many times have you done things that are terrible for you? You ever got shit-faced and woke up with a hangover?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah, of
Right.
course. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, of course,
So
that's-
there are all kinds of ways that you destroy yourself with bad decisions.
Absolutely, yeah.
And that's why you got to let me manage your program. Go ahead.
Perfect. Yeah, I like I said, most of you, so all of you agree that there's not enough good guys to go around. So that means by definition that all the girls are chasing a small percentage of men. You think he's only gonna fuck you?
Facts.
Like realistically speaking.
Start laughing.
And to answer your
facts.
question, I do have a girlfriend, but but I'm not monogamous.
Oh, yeah.
What?
You know, and she's extremely attractive. She's
Yep.
extremely submissive.
You
She does
suck.
what I say. She helps me out with everything, and
Praise the
you know,
Lord.
she follows my lead.
Yes,
but
Lord.
she understands that there's not enough guys like me to go around, and she understands that I have the leverage, and she follows what I do. And I have multiple women, and she's faithful to me, and that's just how it goes. When you
Leverage.
deal with certain types of guys,
Numbers.
you want a winner, you're gonna have to share them. Sorry, ladies.
I have a dog.
That's not true.
Me too. I'm a dog mom.
Wait, who said that's not true?
Do you think that there's anything
No,
that
that's not
separates you from like another high value man, or do you just fit into the high value
Yeah,
man
there's
category?
women that are going to like him, but
Well-
not like me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't call myself that. It's up to the woman if she sees me as that, but she clearly does, which is why she does it. And I told her, hey, look, like if I have sex with another girl, I'm looking for a second girlfriend. So
at least he's being honest. A lot of women don't like how we said earlier, like being honest.
Yeah.
Like,
They rather be lied to. That's the trippy part. They rather you creep around like a dirtbag.
Don't let me find out.
Yeah, no,
when I find out, it's an issue.
Yeah,
so
I mean, you're 29, man. We're like, chill. 29, come on.
But men who are going to cheat, you do need to be a high quality cheater.
You have to be a certain caliber of individual to be able to get that type of treatment from a female that she'll accept you having another woman.
They would rather be in a sweet lie
come on, man.
and know for a fact you're cheating.
Yes.
Rather than you tell them, listen, baby girl, this is the plan right now. Either you go with it or you don't.
You're running
They want to be
plays.
lied to.
Yes.
100%.
And that goes back to your hierarchy piece, because say you got one guy who's a janitor. He gets one woman, right? He has a simple job. He's a simple man. He only knows how to manage himself. He doesn't have any employees. So you got one guy who's a janitor. Should I have the same thing as the janitor if I got an office in Baltimore, I got an office in St. Louis, I got an office in Erie, Pennsylvania, I got an office in Seoul, South Korea, I got an office in San Juan, Puerto Rico, and others I'm not going to name. And I'm managing all of these people across the world. You telling me I can't manage 2 women?
I'd say you have access to not only his girl, but a bigger selection of women. Yeah.
No, I got access, but I'm saying like I don't have the right to have 2 women who are like we both love you. We're gonna be your wife. You will with us individually have a monogamous
now this
relationship.
is like a subjective thing, right? Like as a woman, I just personally wouldn't want my man to sleep with other women. But then we live in a reality where it's like men who make more money are likelier to cheat. And that's just how it is. Or you're going to get cheated on by a broke man.
Every man wants to cheat, but it's easier for us to actually do it.
In a perfect world, I would say I wouldn't want to be with a guy that has another girl on the side. But
and I like that about you.
It's not a perfect world, but it also doesn't necessarily mean that I have to put myself in that situation either. I'm sure there are men out there that don't sleep with multiple women.
Okay, 99% of men cheat. Then what do you're setting yourself up for failure then?
No, I really am. That's the thing. But
exactly.
I'll just sit and wait.
But you know what the thing is? She's gonna fuck with me anyways. Yeah, like, I'm gonna look at her. I'm gonna look her dead in her eyes and tell her what it is. Shit. She gonna hate every bit of it and then still fuck with me.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. Well, and that's that mouth though. But she's still gonna fuck with me.
Just so you know, I would never.
You would never want to be.
Yeah, right. And that's what fucked the game up. That's what fucks the game up.
But that's your.
Because he's gonna do what I'm gonna do, but he's gonna lie to you. It's beautiful.
That's what they want, though.
No, that's what they want.
Like that. No, that's not true. You have to know the woman you're dealing with.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. I see through your bullshit. I know you're gonna be out here cheating.
Okay, you gotta know. It's just man.
You might know, but they don't know.
Fresh is a man. Fresh is a man of God. Facts. Oh God. I mean, it amazes me how so many girls like demand monogamy from like exceptional men, and I'm telling you, even the regular guy's gonna cheat on you too a lot of the time.
If he can, right?
If he can. Men are only as faithful as their options. Like a lot of you guys said, you say degrading things about women. Here's the degrading thing about men. They're gonna cheat on you. What are you gonna do about it?
But you know, women cheat a lot right now too.
That makes you a whore.
You cheat a lot. Women like you cheat a lot. Quit playing games out here.
Yeah, but
Come on now.
If a woman is with a man that she truly loves, admires, respects, all other men are invisible to her.
I'm not talking about myself. It's
Yes,
just
you are, but go
women
ahead.
in general right now cheat way more than it was before.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. There's more whores out here.
That's true.
Yeah, facts.
But the thing is, when a woman cheats, everyone's disgusted. When a man cheats, people are kind of like, I figured he was, And I'll tell you
Your girl
something.
likes you more when you cheat.
Listen, and they're not disgusted at the same level. And I'll tell you why they shouldn't be. Again, this goes back to biology. So the difference is that say Fresh tells her that he's going to be faithful, right?
Yes.
And he goes out on the low getting his dick wet by everybody.
Yeah, fucks a bunch of girls. Yep.
It's an external phallus which you can actually clean. And if you want to use soap and water, you can use soap and water, right?
I mean, I don't get girls, bro.
Exactly. But on the other hand, if you go out and then you go cheat in the exact same way that he did, you gonna put soap in your vagina?
I mean, I can't. I mean, I could, but it's not.
You're not supposed to.
Yeah, I'm not supposed to.
You're not supposed
UTIs.
to.
It's not a UTI.
Now,
it's
peep where I'm
BV.
going with this, love.
There you go.
You can't even clean it.
Oh.
Wait, sorry. Say that again.
You can't even clean it.
Bars.
Clean what?
They can put
vagina?
anything
Your
on
vagina.
their penis. That's what they're
Yeah.
saying.
No, I can clean the exterior, but I can't clean the interior.
Precisely.
No, you can actually.
No, you can't. Your biology skills are not where I thought they were.
You can douche,
clean the
but you can't
vulva,
use soap.
which is the
No, there's
outside.
these new things.
Douche not
that,
good.
like,
Douche not good for the vagina.
Is it boric acid? Is that what you're talking about? Boric acid
That's all
doesn't
of-
clean you. It doesn't clean you.
I
They
thought
cute. And
It's
don't
not
they
like
cute
a
like
soap.
insects
Wait,
with boric acid and
what the
stuff? You
fuck?
can wash clothes with
You want to
it.
put something that has the word acid in your vagina? Please stop. Now, let me get to my point.
Okay.
Semen can live in the vagina for
5 days.
5 days.
Yeah.
She got an A in biology. Now, if the semen can live in the vagina for 5 days and you want to go out and try to behave like a man, do you know how vile it is for you to come back to me with that stink box and have me put my fish
You know
stick
what's,
in
you know what's
somebody
actually
else's tartar
interesting?
sauce?
That
That's disgusting.
that if a man like nuts in a girl,
yeah, if I nut in you.
oh my god, okay.
I'm
The woman
putting it in there
actually, the
deep,
woman
too.
actually carries that DNA for the next 7 years.
7
7
years?
years,
I
yeah.
ain't fucking with none of y'all then. Shit.
Oh shit.
And I'm strapping up on you now. I was gonna go wrong. It's changed. But do you understand the point that literally, if you believe in God or you believe in biology, it was made such that your vagina will start to stink because you have multiple men's semen and DNA inside of you. It's not designed. You can't even clean it to hide it.
Yeah.
Wow.
He can wash that thing off and go straight to the next woman. And I'll tell you something different psychologically.
Yeah.
He can compartmentalize and go to the next woman and put away his feelings for that other woman and focus just on you while he's there. You guys do the sick thing. When you cheat, you do something extremely sick.
We emotionally
You
cheat for
actually
the most
care.
part.
It's
Yeah.
disgusting. It's disgusting.
Not
Ruins
only that,
families.
when he goes to the second girl, the second girl is going to be more attracted to him because men that have women are more attractive in general because they're less thirsty, they have more an abundance mindset.
Yeah.
It's amazing how having women makes you more attractive to other women, even though women sit there and say, I don't like you having girls.
And
It's
that
the
stroke
vibe,
game be
the energy.
perfected too.
It's the vibe and energy, you know?
Vibe.
Any smooth guy you've ever dated is like, man, this guy's really like chivalrous. Man, this guy's really attractive. He's so charming. He's so charismatic. You know how many women you had to practice on to be able to be charismatic for you?
Experience.
I want you to thank these hoes.
Okay. Anyway,